This time I'd like to introduce our guest speaker, retired Colonel Frank Bertone. Just to give you a little bio on Colonel Bertone, he is currently the Captain Head of Training for Harris County Precinct 3 Constable. He is a Master Peace Officer. He served 8 years in the United States Air Force, 17 years in the Texas State Guard, served as Battalion Commander, Brigade Commander, Deputy Chief of Staff. He graduated from Sam Houston State University, Texas State Guard Officers Academy, United States Marine Corps Command and Staff College, and the ICMA Training Institute for Local Government and Police Management. He also studied at the University of Houston for postgrad, U.S. Army Officer Development School, Military Police, and the Southern Police Institute Criminal Justice Studies. He is a member affiliated with the Texas State Chairman Awards Committee for the Department of Defense, Vice President, Texas State Guard Association Trust Fund, Vice Chairman of the Texas Military Forces Support Foundation, Knights of Columbus, past Grand Knight, Council 3229. He's a 4th degree Knights of Columbus, past Faithful Navigator, Assembly 1104. Grand Officer, Sovereign Military Order of the Temple of Jerusalem, Preceptor of the Preceptory of St. Luke, member of the Honor Guard of the Royal Italian Tombs at the Pantheon, Rome, under the supervisory of the Italian Ministry of Defense, and American Legion of Crosby. He has been awarded the Who's Who in Law Enforcement 1990, State of Texas Law Enforcement Medal of Valor, American Police Hall of Fame Silver Star for Bravery, the President's Volunteer Service Award, the Texas Medal of Merit for Valor, and several additional federal and state military awards. At this time, Colonel Bertone, if you'd like to come forward.
Good morning. This won't be very long. It's kind of warm. Hot dogs, hamburgers, and barbecue. School is almost over. Summer is about to begin. That's what Memorial Day is all about, right? Wrong. Thanksgiving is a day when we pause to give thanks for what we have. Memorial Day is a day we pause to give thanks to the people who fought for the things that we have. Today is a special and unique holiday. It's a day of giving thanks, not for all blessings, but for one. It is a day not of fireworks and revelry, but of quiet celebration. It is not a day for politics, causes, or debates, and anyone who would make it so do nothing but show ignorance and contempt for those both male and female who are the focus of this day. Today we honor those who have stood in defense of our freedom, and most of all, we honor those that fell so doing. For those that answered the call, the ideals, the slogans, and ultimately even home and hearth were not why they stood. When the bugles call, the bullets fly, and the bombs burst, such things become of minor importance. What matters then is love and duty. Not a duty to some higher power or state, rather the duty one has to one's brothers in arms. The only thing that matters then is that they are with you and you are with them, and the love and duty that exists between at that moment is all. Some walk among us now. Others lie with brothers in both American and foreign soil. Still more rest where they fell, unmarked on land or sea. Today is not a day for torrents of praise or empty posturing. It is a day for but 2 words and 2 actions. Those 2 words are thank you, and the 2 actions are to say thanks to those who have stood and stand among us, and to remember those who stand in our memories forever. They save things not for pay, but for each of us and all who come after. They save them for the higher things, and for that band of brothers to which they belong for all eternity. Take the time today, quietly say the words to those who serve, be they old or be they young. The words, thank you. Take time throughout the day and remember the sacrifice. And most especially, remember those who have paid the ultimate price for freedom and are not here to hear those words. There have been more than 1 million of us who died in all the wars our nation has fought, from Lexington and Concord to Iraq and Afghanistan. Some died in battle, some died of disease. More than half of the Americans lost in our wars died killing each other in what some still call the war between the states. Not all were heroes, but most died very young. Many had never been kissed, never fathered a child, never really found out what they wanted to do with their lives. Since Vietnam, Memorial Day has become politicized to some extent. Those who oppose that war, or this war, tend to roll their eyes at military parades or anything that seems to celebrate war. And that ought to be seen as totally wrong. War, Clausewitz said, is a continuation of diplomacy by other means. Actually, war marks a total failure of politics and diplomacy. We exist as a nation because way back when, young men died for that idea. Whatever your politics, we are still here because others know we would die to defend what we have. Somebody's standing along a border right now, somewhere, defending your right to play softball and eat potato salad today. Nobody wants war, our politicians like to say. Somebody must, because wars keep happening. We have to go out today and stroll among the graves and wonder what those men would have done and who they would have become. That poem about where poppies blow and the crosses row on row still rings true these many years after being written, and still brings tears. We still have dead amid the gardens and lose our young and loved ones, those who lived short days ago, who felt dawn, saw sunset glow in Flanders fields. The poppy reds still grow where the blood was bled. They take up our quarrel with the foe and still die for freedoms that we know. They pass the torch to hold it high and not break the faith with us who die. For they shall not sleep, though poppies grow beneath all these crosses row on row in Flanders field. Our flag still flies proudly because of those who left their blood on the many Flanders fields where they fought. Now it is our turn to hold Old Glory high and to keep her flying above the rest, and if necessary, to make the ultimate sacrifice to keep our country free. God bless Texas. God bless the United States of America.